Hey guys, it's Jonina here from Lowy, and today we are going to show you how to do our Curls Made Easy routine, our FRO one. So you can see my wonderful girlfriend here, Marina, has got incredible curls, and we're going to go through, show you really great tips on getting great definition, how to get big volume still, or how to create some elongation if the goal is retention of length. So follow along. We're going to go hit the basin and then come back to the chair and start with the styling. So we'll see you soon. Okay, so we have just cleansed Marina's hair with Nourish and Flourish twice. I really massaged it through the lengths. One of the biggest things that can happen when you have a lot of texture in somebody's hair is the more you kind of do lots of circular motions, you can sometimes create a lot of knots. So I tend to separate the hair and really focus on swiping it through and working the cleanser through and getting some of that shedding out. Obviously, shedding will only happen when you detangle and you really go through. So don't be afraid when you lose a lot of hair in the wash process. That is quite normal because it all gets just stuck in there, the little strands that come out throughout each day for us. What we're going to do now is come through. I've left a little bit of conditioner on the ends. You can see there's a tiny bit of foam through there, a little bit of residual product. We're going to use Cruise Control as our primer, and then we're going to layer over the top with Pow. Marina's goal for today, when we were at the basin just chatting then, is definition, but still with volume. So I am going to do probably a 50-50 balance of the two products. Goal being, I don't want it to be glued flat to her head. We would love to see some volume on day one. You can obviously go for more an elongation in this type of hair, and we know that over the subsequent days, the next 3, 4, 5, or 6 days, it's just going to get bigger every day. But we do want to start with a little bit of volume and not stuck to our heads, so watch as we progress. Okay, so we're going to start working on this quarter here, 10 to 20 cent size of Cruise Control. You can always add more, but it's great to just check how the hair is absorbing the product before you heavily go in. Now, one thing you will be able to see is how much water is still in Marina's hair as I'm working, and that's really important for styling aspects, but also for consistent product application. I'm just making sure I've just stretched it through the sections. And then we're going to layer Pow and really start to work with our brush. Now I'm coming through and focusing on glazing over each section and just really making sure I've got all of that lovely definition. So you can see as I turn the detangler brush to the side, you get that really lovely curl clump support, and you can see we've got really nice consistency to each of those clumps. And we're just going to grab a small amount of gel for each section. Now, from my consultation earlier with Marina, we really struggle with our edges around the front hairline. So we'll go quite detailed on those sections when we get to the front. But it's so important to make sure you don't just glaze the product through the mids and ends. You want to make sure you're pressing it onto the hair strand from the roots, not just at the mids and ends. Continue this progression of layering my cruise control through, elongating that, and then going section by section, applying pow and brushing it through with the flexi brush. Now, as we come to the front of Marina's hair, you can see we have all these gorgeous edges here that are problematic and annoy Marina when she pulls her hair back. So I'm going to show you, obviously we are starting with a base of cruise control. So we're going to rake that through this area. That's just for the mids and ends. But now I'm going to come in with a little bit more product on my hands, on my fingertips. And I'm really trying to, it's almost like just thumb and finger, coming through and really saturating these perimeter pieces. Once we've finished applying cruise control and we've done that beautiful detailed edge, I'm now going to go through and seal all of that with our styling gel, which we're using POW today. I'm going to go through first and do section by section. And then once I've finished doing the section work and I've finished through to the top, I'm going to come and just really detail that edge with a little bit more gel to make sure I've got a really nice finish, cast, and longevity of style so that we don't have all of these pieces jumping out and annoying Marina as she wears her hair for the next week. So I've now got a little bit of Pow gel on my fingertips, and you can see I'm just lightly stroking over the edges, making sure I've captured all those little pieces. I've already done the lengths when I brushed it through in each section. So this is me just double checking, triple checking that we haven't left any of these front edges amiss, and they could become a problem later. We've now put on our beautiful primer, cruise control. We've then layered over the top the POW Stronghold Gel. We've got great definition happening here, no frizz. I made sure I kept a lot of elevation through that interior section so that the root structure is not slicked to Marina's head, because that is not our goal today. I am going to start with some upside down diffusing. I just want to get volume happening, and I'm probably going to do more hover, but upside down. Reason being is when you start to cup diffuse, you start to create tangles and the curls move a lot. So I'm avoiding doing a lot of the up motion, and I'm just going to really start to just let the hairdryer go through and start to dry it. Curl is there. We are just moving the water out. That's what the hairdryer's job is to do. So here we go. Wonderful. We have finished drying Marina's hair, and I am about to come in and start to scrunch it out. Now it's very different. Obviously when we scrunch curls, we come up, but when we have really beautiful texture like this, the more we move the hair in this direction, we're going to create more tangles. So the most important thing we're going to do is massage. We're going to massage the cast out just like so. so that we don't have any crunchy or crispy producty feeling to the hair. Now, Marina is not opposed to some volume, so what I'm going to do is I've just put my airflow attachment on my hairdryer, and I'm going to turn it on and drop it down to a low fan speed and cool air. And I'm going to start to just really get some air moving through here. We're going to keep the definition, but we just want a little bit more volume. So I'm really coming in at the roots here. I'm actually going to up the fan, and I'm pushing the hair in the direction that I'm pushing the hairdryer. So I'm trying to get width in all of my curl clumps, as opposed to them looking really skinny and noodly. I'm wanting them to really expand out. I'm not raking through, I'm just pulling and massaging. So once you're happy with how much volume and movement you've got, now we can just play around with which side we part the hair on. If you want to go in and do some root picking and get some extra volume, this is your time. But here you have a finished styling of our Curls Made Easy Fro routine. How does it feel?
So good. Fresh.
Amazing. Beautiful. So next time you have someone sitting in your chair, or maybe this is your hair and you've just never understood how to style it, this is a really great foolproof routine. It does take a little bit more time. The results are worth it. And I would assume Marina should at least get 7 days, possibly even 9, out of a really detailed set like this. She'll just get better volume as the week goes on, which who can complain about that? Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Yes!
So good.